This is another great video. This is Celeste Barr. I'm with Exp Realty, and I'm here with Steve Smither again with Cardinal Financial. And the next question that we have that we're going to field is, with the ongoing volatility in the housing market, how do you help borrowers make informed decisions about when to buy or refinance? And I will ask that you also include HELOCs.
Good. So these days, there are a lot of different places and options for what people are trying to do. And especially when it comes to purchasing, because the reality is if somebody's ready to buy, as we've talked about before, sometimes the best thing is to just buy. And then when the rates drop, you refinance. But ultimately, the biggest thing that I try to understand from people whenever I first talk to them and get introduced is, what's their goal? What are you trying to accomplish? Are you moving out of state? Are you moving because you need to? Is your family growing? Are you downsizing? What's the purpose? Because each individual purpose and goal changes what you need to do and when you need to do it. Some people have, a job situation, they can't wait. Or it could be just the opposite even. I've had people where they're like, actually, I have somebody right now in Texas where we were looking to help them buy, and in the process realized, you know what, it made more sense for them to rent for the next 6 months or a year and then buy. And it was because of the just being flexible about where they were wanting to be and not knowing the neighborhood well. And so because of their specific situation, we decided that it actually made sense to wait. So obviously that's not the norm, but everybody's different. Everybody's got a different situation. Maybe, your elderly parent is moving in with you and you need more room and you've got only so much time to be able to do that. Okay. Again, time frames, those kind of things make a big difference. Are you moving, because of a job? Are you having that, the third baby in the last 3 years and now your house is too small? How fast do we need to do it? And what other options are there? Do you have to sell? Can you even rent your place? A lot of people, because of the rates being so low, have moved a little bit towards trying to rent those places to offset the purchase on the new property. Not often, but it definitely happens. And so obviously those kind of numbers are something that I can help them go through to see if they can even qualify to be able to do that. As far as the HELOC is concerned, we see a little of that because obviously people that have bought in the last 3-5 years have equity now that they didn't have before, and they have the low interest rate and they don't want to lose it. Lenders are, I should say, Fannie and Freddie are being a little more stricter on that, however. So it's not like if you owe $200,000 and your house is worth $250,000, you can just go get the extra $50,000. They don't allow that. And so usually there's restrictions as far as how much you can take out, and it's also based on your credit score. So a lot of times even what happens is somebody will come to me and they need a little help with their credit scores, and I'll work on that first before we actually even move forward. One of the good things to think about with a refinance and a HELOC is you're not in a hurry. I mean, there may be something that you need to accomplish, whether it's paying off credit card debt, kids going to college, paying off a car, but ultimately there's not a date you have to close it by. On a purchase, you have a certain date that you're supposed to close. So whatever's got to happen has to happen in that time period. But whenever you're doing a refinance, if we think rates are going to drop, like I've got a client right now, I actually just got underwriting back today, and we are not locked because we believe that rates are going to drop a little bit. And then when the timing is right, that's when we're going to go ahead and lock. And in their situation, their tax bill hasn't been paid yet. So it just makes perfect sense to wait a couple more weeks, look to see where rates are, and then look to go ahead and refinance or finish the refinance.
Okay, sounds good. And thank you, by the way, for giving a great answer. Very detailed. And for all the viewers that are out there, and maybe you understood everything he said, maybe you didn't. It's okay. It's all right. We do understand sometimes the terminology that we use we're familiar with and you may not be. That's okay. Just know that you should reach out Before you do anything, that includes putting a sign in the front yard that you're going to sell. Don't do that until you've had a chance to talk with one of us. We will make sure that we get through that process with an educated decision for you, not just, oh, let's do this. Because believe me when I tell you, the stories are out there. You don't want to do it wrong. So thank you for staying tuned, and we'll have one more video before we're done today. Thank you.